Alright, welcome back to CCLP4, everyone. We are on In the Walls of Gravel Castle, which is another level of mine that I left off on because I was afraid the last video's time was over 40 minutes, which it wasn't. The stopwatch I was using was in fact accurate. It just seemed slower to me. So, anyway, I'm using my phone stopwatch this time just for better accuracy. So, yeah. Anyway, In the Walls of Gravel Castle. So this level is pretty interesting. It's another variety type campaign level that has a pretty fun MS bust that I didn't want to fix because I think it's cool. But you can totally do like a headbanger rule type thing right there to get that chip early on instead of bridging there later on, which is, I don't know. Usually I would hate stuff like that, especially in my own levels, but I like it. So because of that, you have an extra block in MS, but it does no good to do anything with it. There's nothing under it either, so. But yeah, this level had quite a bit of design history behind it. It was one of the first Josh L5 levels I designed, and as the name suggests, it does reference an older level of mine in Josh L2 called Gravel Castle. I basically wanted this to be more like, kind of like an introductory type thing, but not really. But have like little advanced like, you know what I mean. Be a little bit more advanced in some sections and a little bit more easy, moderate, and the rest. The start of the level is supposed to represent like the outside of a castle, like a little forest area. I don't know, whenever I picture like a castle, I always picture like an outside edge of it to be like wilderness and such. So that's what the whole beginning of the room is meant to represent. Originally, the hint in this level was right here, saying that this bridging is supposed to be fair, but I soon realized that the hint was pointless because there's only one spot you can bridge in, and of course, that one spot leads you to progression. So, really, the hint there made no sense. So it was moved elsewhere. Wasn't turned into a secret hint, but it was used for this section right here. Get that pesky fireball to hit these trap buttons for you before proceeding. Don't disturb its path afterwards. Believe me when I say this, it took me forever to figure out wording for that to make work in MSCC. So basically you have to get a path for this before you do anything else. And once you have that path set for him, you can't interrupt it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get the fireball to hit all three at once, or all three like the way it's doing. So, some funny inclusion history behind this level. It came down to picking either this level or a level I also made called Ragged Mountain. And Ragged Mountain was one of the highest rated levels in voting. I think it was 17th place. And that was the highest rated level we did not include in the set. It had a 4.35 fun rating. And it was really hard to sacrifice that level, I have to say. Before I continue on with that, let me be clear that I was actually more in favor of this level being included instead of Ragged Mountain, because this was more moderate, medium difficulty compared to Ragged Mountain. Ragged Mountain had, I think, like a 3.5 difficulty or something like in that area, so it was a little bit more elevated in difficulty. But I felt like this level fit better for CCLP4 instead of Ragged Mountain because just to kind of showcase, I really don't remember honestly, but uh, I felt like this was just more. It was more necessary to include a medium difficulty variety level than Ragged Mountain. However, I like One Who Raids Tombs. Looking back at it now, since One Who Raids Tombs was included, I think it would have been safe to include Ragged Mountain instead of this, because this did very well in voting too, but in comparison to something in 17th place and this level, which I think was like 63rd place, it was really hard to choose between the two because they were both gravel, aesthetically themed. They both were linear. They were both variety / campaign levels. They both featured a variety of different elements. It was really hard to choose between the two. We went with the lower rated one because when it ultimately came down to difficulty, I want to say. So this level was chose instead. Um, but it's still fun, I think. I I personally think its placement in the set is a little too early. I think it could have been like 10 levels later, like at level 49, 50-ish instead, but it is what it is. It works, and that's all I think that's all I have to really say about this level. Uh, and the hint was reworded by yours truly. I reworded that my own self to include the pesky part. I didn't have to include it, but I wanted it to feel like it came from CC1. So I don't know. I was weird about that. All right, periodic lasers. Watch the clock. Every 20 seconds, the security system will shoot lasers into the other room. Okay, so this level was mainly included just for the timing element. We didn't really have a lot of levels that involved timing, and this level was different enough to not really rely on the time limit. So we included it mainly for the concept. And I like this idea. It's really cool. I think it's executed very well. It's not strict in terms of how long you have in each room. So, not to mention the bold route to this was very fun to find, I have to say. There's also a little secret to this level that I'm not going to mention because I'm pretty sure some staff members want to keep this secret, so I'm not going to. But there's a little mistake with this level, and that's all I'll say. One thing we did was we actually moved up the button presses, because the buttons are above on the, or yeah, they're above the gameplay area, and they're controlled by a bug controlling a toggle button, and the toggle buttons controlling pink balls that are hitting the clone buttons repeatedly. We actually moved that a tile down just so the level could have a border. Again, it was another unnecessary thing we didn't have to do, but we did anyway because, again, we were pretty particular when it came down to levels that had borders. But not every level has those, unfortunately, so it is what it is. Okay, Ghetto Piranha. This level I've been looking forward to talking about because this story is pretty stupid. For the longest time, this level was, for whatever reason, was the highest rated level in voting. And it was like it stayed as the highest rated voting or highest rated level for about a month. And to me, that's really I don't even know what the word I can even use for this is. Really bizarre. I felt like it being the highest rated level was really unfair to other levels because half this level is adapted. So yeah, I felt like it was a little weird to have this be the highest rated level, and I'm glad it isn't. it took a not a huge hit, but it took a hit when voting ended. I think it dropped down to maybe I don't know, like 30-ish place. But a lot of people really like this level. This was one of the levels I designed that I did not expect people to like so much. Considering that it's my only Sokoban adapted level in the set, and just not one I expected to do super well. Yeah, so yeah, the Sokoban was adapted. Everything else was designed to work around the Sokoban. And I think that's why people liked it a lot, was because it all involved the Sokoban in some way. And one thing I wish I changed was remove the chip and just have the socket, or have the red lock up here and the socket right here, or something like that. Or just gravel right there would have done the job well, I think, or something else would have done the job. Because this is one of those levels that really didn't need a chip, and I kind of regret having it have a chip. But I don't know, it's one of those little things I wish I changed. I think I didn't change it because I didn't think it was truly 100% necessary to do, so I didn't do that or anything. So yeah, that's my story behind Ghetto Piranha. Why the hell did you guys like that level so damn much? I mean, I'm glad it's in the set, don't get me wrong, but damn, highest rated level for a month or so? Like, really, guys? Yeah, I was just blown away by that. It completely took me by surprise. I expected tons of other levels I had to do way better than Ghetto Piranha for that particular time period, and sure enough, a level that had an adapted Sokoban was the highest rated one. So yeah, but enough of that. I'm glad you guys liked that level a lot. It definitely surprised me that it was #1 for so long, but it really questioned I can't even describe it, but you know what I mean. Alright, Nova Prospect. Apparently this is a Half-Life 2 reference that I had no idea about, but probably makes sense because I don't play Half-Life. So this level is pretty fun to play. Like, I really enjoy the aesthetics of this level. I think they're gorgeous in more ways than one. The outside is awesome. The pop-up walls in this section work pretty well too. This force floor section is really nice as well. And I'm just gonna go down here because I don't need to do anything else. And all I gotta do is hit this a couple of times. Just like that. That's a really fun section. So, funnily enough, when Marcus played this level, he claimed this level to be an item swapper, and that was a really confusing category to give this level, because he has since taken it back, but just when I first heard that, I was just really confused. Like I was thinking to myself, like, how is this an item swapper? Like, you're not really swapping for any items in particular, you're just collecting stuff. And really, this level has that puzzle element that's really well done. Like with the way you have to get the fireball in here to get the fireball blown up, and the glider in the opposite room, and whatnot. This part with the tank is a little trivial, but it has a timing element to it, which I guess is cool too. And where else do I need to go? I need to go up here with the block, which has a chip under the block, which is appropriate. And then I think no matter what you do with these sockets, the fireball will always go to the bomb, unless, like, because it goes like this. So if you clear that one, it goes to that bomb. If you clear this one, and then you clear that one, it goes to that bomb. If you clear that and then that one, it goes to the bomb. I mean, you can still cook that section, but you actually have to like try to do it. So that was another level by Eddie. A really fun one. Alright, so let me take a drink of soda real quick because, yeah, I'm thirsty as hell. I noticed this mic is really sensitive with like catching my breathing patterns and everything, and I'm sorry if that's awkward. I'm still getting used to this microphone, and believe it or not, this microphone is actually more powerful on HyperCam 2, which I'm using, than a new HyperCam version that I downloaded a couple nights ago, which is really strange because it's more up to date. But anyway, be careful, Chip. Most blocks have water under them. So this level's concept, it speaks for itself. It's 100% legit concept here. There has never been a level like this that utilizes blocks on top of water tiles. Really cool level idea. This section's a little mean, I think. Or not really mean, but it's a little different. And this section is really cool too. Do that, and then do that. One thing I wish you could do is, once you hit the tank button, I wish you were able to see the tank go to the toggle button, but I know that's, you know, limited game window space, which I can't blame the design for, so. This ending section is a little, not mean. This ending part is, you know, legit, very different compared to the level idea. But some people claim this to be a little unnecessary for the level. Mostly just to, some people say this is mostly included just to go along with the coral reef reference, which I'm pretty sure that's the case. But it's still a pretty fun level. One thing I wish this level had more of was more water under block usage. Like this concept could have been a lot better if there was more to it than just those two sections, really. But the level was still really fun to play. Like, this was one of those obvious picks for the set as well, because just for the concept alone of water under blocks and everything. So, another awesome level by Jeffrey. Alright, Blob Field. Retrieve the chips in the other three corners in the retrieve the chips in the other three corners and the center. So here we have a blob level that we kind of debated on including, because this wasn't the highest rated blob level, and we weren't sure if we wanted to have two blob levels in the set. At first we were against it, but then we kind of said, you know, why not? They're both different from each other. Like, they both play very differently. And I think both of them were worth including because of how differently they behave. Like, this level you can control how the blobs act, and the other level, much later in the set, you have no control over how they act. And it's pretty easy too. So one thing about the time limit is this level used to be untimed, and it was planned to be timed to like 300 seconds or something like that, but I made this suggestion since it was level 44 and it had 4 chips. Why not have the time limit be 444 seconds? That way all the digits on the timers and on the number spots, whatever, would be 4s. That's never really been a thing for an official set, and since it's CCLP4, why not? I think that was a perfect opportunity, and I'm really glad we went with that, because otherwise that would have been a completely missed opportunity. So glad the staff went with that. Really happy. Alright, 7-layer salad. So this level I kind of talked about in one of my, I think one of the podcasts I mentioned in some video. This level is basically a 1-block guide throughout the level. Like, you have this 1 block throughout the entire level, and you have to guide it through all these different mechanisms and such. For the most part, this level is really well done. There's a couple quirms with it I have that I don't really like that much don't really like as much anymore. But for the most part, this level is still really nice. It's also a very important thing to mention is that this is the first of 2 levels that was placed in, or what was it? I want to say there was like a way to bust this part. I don't remember how it's done, but this is the first level that's placed in the spot its walls were originally from. In this case, this level's walls is from Monster Lab. It was a really debatable level slot because we felt this level was a little too difficult for that spot, but it turned out to be fairly decent, I think. The level is really straightforward, which I think helps it out a little bit, but there are some bits that are a little confusing. Like this part right here with this... Yeah, this part. I don't really understand the point of that section. It's a little odd, in my opinion. And that's a nice cook. But yeah, I originally praised this level for being a good use of a single block usage type level. However, I can easily take that back. I don't think this is the most perfect example. It's really well designed. I can definitely give it credit for how well designed this is. But I don't know. I have mostly mixed feelings towards it now. I still like it. I still have fun with the level, but I don't like it as much as I did during voting. Yeah, I want to say there's some way you can... not go through with that. I don't remember how it's done, though. Or maybe that's just links. I think that's just links, now that I think about it. Okay, get that. I do like how different this is in comparison to Monster Lab, because this is very different. There we go. Yeah, I don't get the point of that section. And this part is mostly straightforward. I think it is, I'm not sure, but that's another improvement. Kind of surprised I got one on this level, but it is what it is. Alright, that was by Eddie Lim. I think this is his last level in CCLP4, unfortunately, so yeah, already at the end of one designer's career. But I think Michael Sugartino and GAP already ended, so, and I want to say someone else, but I'm not certain. I'm thinking back. No, it's just those three. All right, exclusive ore. Select one and stick with it for the rest of the level. So this level is really very, very interesting. It has this gimmick to where you have two sets of boots everywhere, but you can choose how you want to solve the level depending on the boot you have, which I think is pretty cool. And one of these, I don't know which one it is, but one of these is the bold solution. I think it's the skates, now that I think about it. I think the skates is the faster solution if I had to guess. But I like this level. I wish there was a little bit more to it than what is here. I think the Sokoban is what makes this level really good. Oh, I just I just did that. Alright, let's go with the skates this time, because the Sokoban plays out very differently. Yeah, because you can push the block over those like that. Yeah, I'm not sure what how the bolt solution is. I want to say it is the skates though. Obviously I'm not going to be told the right answer, so no. Just let me speculate. Let me think what I want to think. But yeah, I do wish there was a little bit more involved with this concept. I kind of realized there really wasn't much more you could include, but still. I do still enjoy this level though. Yeah, because once you get past this part, it's basically the end of the level. And a 1-second improvement, and that was by Tyler Sontag, who finally appears in this set, unlike CCLP1 and 3, where he had the first level. He doesn't appear until 46 in this set, which is, I think, a good thing, because he definitely has more of the more difficult stuff in CCLP4. So I think starting at 46 is pretty decent with that in mind. That was a good level, though. That did very well in voting. A lot of people really liked that level. I just personally wish there was a little bit more in with it, but that's just my opinion. Okay. Anti-disruptive caves. Leave everything in these caves exactly as you found it, alright, Chip? So kind of another cool concept. This level kind of has that idea going on with it, where it kind of exceeds in difficulty as you go on, which I really like that idea. Like, I think any level that exceeds in difficulty in this kind of fashion is really good. Alright, this is pretty simple, I think. So this is, I want to say this is the only level currently that has the bold released to the public. And another improvement, that's not bold though, but yeah, because I guess you can totally Sokoban clone this entire level and it works. So yeah, that was, I think James released that route, so it's, which was pretty cool to watch. And that was by Jeffrey. Be careful with your locks, they can't be replaced. I want to say that hint references another official level, I just don't know which one. Alright, key insight. So that create competition that I mentioned with Western Standards of Living, this level was made for the same crate competition, except this was made by the host of the crate competition. Which he did have the better level of all the other ones. And that's not the right way. This is the right way. I like this maze, by the way. It's really cool. And then it's right there. I've played this level many times before, so I kind of know how it plays out. Yeah, this is a really good level, a good exercise in like not collect everything. Like, definitely don't collect all these yellow keys. Actually, I think you can once you complete everything. Another 1 second improvement. Wow, I'm getting a lot of those. But yeah, this was by Jeffrey. Very fun level to play. I don't remember the rating of this one though, but I want to say this did pretty good. Top 149, I want to say. Yeah, definitely top 149, if I remember right. Alright, block parking. So this is the first of 2 levels that was originally wasn't going to be in voting. It was actually a community nominated level, and this was one of 2 that got into the set. This one did really well in voting, actually. I was really surprised with how exactly well this did. This level underwent a couple of changes, and you could totally skip a pop-up wall there, which is cool. Yeah, this level underwent a couple of changes, mainly in that left room that I just got done with, because this level had a pretty heavy amount of slide delay in MS due to sliding into traps and them still being on the slip list. I guess that's how it works. So a couple of changes were made to that room, and I think another section was changed as well. Of course, the designer approved of them, and we went from there. But yeah, really fun level. Definitely a different approach with the usual chips under blocks levels. Oh yeah, this teleport section was changed too, because you can, I want to say you can easily mess it up by not getting the suction boots. But I could be mistaken. And technically an improvement, but it was untimed, so it didn't really matter. But that was by Chipster1059, his only level in CCLP4, and I'm really glad he got represented here. Really great level. It did very well in voting. It was actually in the top 50, I want to say, or top 60, something around there. Andrew will tell you. He's leaving comments on all these videos, which I do like, by the way, so keep doing them. Alright, I think we'll do one more level, since I'm at 35 minutes almost. So, Secret Underground Society. So this is basically a variety type level, more on the monster manipulation side. Okay, I need to be in this corner. There we go. Yeah, this is definitely more on the monster manipulation side of things. I kind of wish you can see this paramecia better, but oh well. Oops, I totally missed that. So one thing, this bomb on the left, on the right of me right here, we originally thought of removing that and making both fireballs required. However, we decided to keep it the way it was because we felt it was a nice subversion to the level. And first instance of chip snatching in the set, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, so that and that, and then we gotta release that anyway. And then gotta get rid of this guy. Alright, so what's left is I have to get these chips right here. And this technically has the same aesthetic choice as One Who Raids Tombs, except it's not as focused on it. And just let me say, that chip right there is kind of out of place. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. And that is quite an improvement there. That was by Jeffrey Barden, but still a really fun level. It's definitely a quite interesting turn of level tropes in consideration to what we've already played so far. I'm not sure if Jeffrey anticipated this level getting into this set or not. Like when he first initially voted and whatever, this probably wasn't a level he expected in the set. Just like how I didn't expect Ghetto Piranha to get into CCLP4 initially. However, still very fun. It fits the set very well in terms of monster manipulation and whatnot, and exploration to some extent as well. So, with all that being said, we're going to end off right here on Ice in a Blender. Hopefully I can actually get an improvement on this level, because I don't really need it, but it would be nice. So, until then guys, thanks for watching yet again. I hope this LP so far is to your needs. I hope you're getting just what you wanted out of it in terms of information about how certain levels did and whatnot. I'm pretty sure once we beat this level, and actually this level alone has its own little bit of history since it's in the 51 spot, which is the Ice Slide, Lake in Winter, such and such spot. It's the ice level of CCLP4 essentially, so quite a bit to talk about with this level and all the other levels, like those special level spots that we had to choose certain levels for. But until then, we'll talk about those in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.